Hey, welcome back to SquareMax Customs. Rustella's back in the shop, our 1957 Chevy Bel Air. But we know it's not a real Bel Air, as many of you have informed us. It's a 210. But look, it's got a Bel Air badge, so it's close enough. So I think we're gonna start with this rusty door, because I mean, for anybody that's new to the channel, if you can tell by her name, she was completely rusted out. We replaced the rocker on the last episode, so I figured we might as well come right back to the same section. I can't weld upside down, so we're gonna cross our fingers. Maybe we can get this door off, seeing as, well, the previous owner, nothing against them. I mean, it lasted 30 years. Filled it all with fiberglass, and it's bad is what I'm trying to tell you all. So we're gonna do our best to get the door off. The first problem, we gotta get the clip off for the handle. And this thing can fight. Never mind, it comes right off just like that. Make sure you pick up your little C-clip because you don't want to lose that. But look, you can just put it right back on your thing for now, so you don't lose it. Maybe, let me try. And then boom, it's there for when you're done. What are these called? Garnish moldings? Is that what it is? I don't know. One of you fix it in the comments. So I figured before we start grinding and cutting, we might as well pull the door panel off. And well, in order to do that, thank you, sweetheart, we need to take this off. Hey, so far, one. See if all the screws are going to be the same. That'll be cool. Every screw in the, no, never mind. Look at that. We got long ones, short ones. So I know, y'all are like, why don't you just buy new doors? Why don't you just go to the junkyard and buy a whole nother car? They're out there. Listen, we've done other videos, and if you haven't watched them, make sure you go check it out. We got the international running. That was a good video. I've been searching for 3 weeks for freaking doors for this thing. I'm not gonna spend $500 for a used set of doors, and come to find out, they're just as bad as the set we're taking off. So with that being said, if that's the type of channel y'all want to watch, you need to go watch somebody else. I'm the type of guy that tries to get the molding off and forgets a screw. And you know, we're gonna work with what we got. So I searched and searched and searched. I can't find doors and stuff. Look at all that rust. At least it looks good on this side. And I found door bottoms, but man, they're freaking pricey too. So we're just gonna do what we can do, and we're gonna make it work with what we have. And it'll be better than what it is. Uh-oh. Don't want to pull all your threads out. Uh-oh. Well, that one broke right off. I think we have to get in here anyways, because this is the only window that didn't want to... Well, that one broke right off too. So 2 screws came out, 2 broke off. Look at that door panel, looks good. Definitely be reusing that. What is... Well, we'll see how that works in a bit. Do you think these big Phillips screws are going to come out of this thing? Look at these things. So I sprayed them down 3 times with PB Blast and Walmart brand lubricant. So hopefully they're going to come out. Well, get out of here. I promise you I didn't unloosen this before we started. It's had to have been about 30 years, I would think. Oh, no, it was just one of them. Well, a couple of them are loose. So I'm not sure if this car ever was on the road after the fella that put it together. Look, I got a trick for y'all. I've showed this before, but check it out. Do you see how the wrench or the screwdriver is like all weird shaped? It actually hurts your hand. Good grip. You just need to get yourself a big old wrench. This one's a 28 mil. Craftsmans are famous for this. But look at this, watch. Huh? Look at that, extra leverage. Now, let's hope we can get these screws out. Look at that. Come on, that's awesome. Now remember that. That's why these old screwdrivers were shaped like that. Woohoo, we're gonna get it off, that's so cool. Poor international videos didn't do too good. So if y'all don't mind, I wouldn't mind y'all going and sharing them. That would be freaking awesome. We got the old girl running and we took her for a ride. Thank you, sweetheart. Look at that, the door actually came off. I am super amazed. Too bad, look at the bottom though. It's completely rotted all the way around. Separated. So that'll be fun. But look, it don't have to look like it did originally, because who the heck's gonna see the bottom of the door? Plus, the guy already patched it 30 years ago. She's got a 1/4 inch of Bondo in her. Check her out. So we definitely can't make it worse than it is. What I'm trying to say is, don't be scared to get out there and work on your project. All right, I'm gonna do some thinking. We'll get back to you in a bit. So check out my new tool holder. It works pretty good. I didn't spend much time thinking about it. Instead, I started to poke at it, and well, it's the whole bottom of the door needs to be replaced. So I went on the old interwebs. I took a little bit of a break and I went on the old interwebs and I found 4 doors and a fender. Yeah, we already patched that fender, but the front of it's rotted. And they gave me a good deal. They told me I could have the 4 doors for $100 a piece and $200 for the fender. So with that being said, I was super excited. 3 hours each way. Well, with that being said, you never know what the doors and the stuff's gonna look like when you get there. So I asked for a few pictures and yeah, well, it's been like, yeah, either way. He's not getting me pictures, so I'm not gonna waste 6 hours hoping that it's what I need. But in the meantime, while I was also on there, I got carried away. Marketplace got me again. You can't see it real good, but yeah, that's another old truck we bought yesterday. Sitting 20 years, you know, perfect is what I'm trying to tell you. And, you know, with us having yesterday off mostly, look at my hands all, well, it's almost better. It's not as purple anymore. For any of you that did notice that my hand was all screwed up in the first 8 minutes or whatever of footage we got. So, okay, I'm gonna stop rambling. I think what I'm gonna do is, I don't know, just gonna draw a line somewhere and cut most of this stuff off. But look, it's got a little lip on it. So the door gasket would sit on that little lip, and then when it closed, it would hit up against this and be able to seal the weather outside. Now, I went over to my other door because, well, I don't have much to go off of over here. Maybe a little piece right there, and that's probably what we'll go off of. But I went to the other doors quick, just for curiosity's sake, and well, there's no, hold up, can't see real good, but the whole lip's bondoed like flat, like a 45. So with that being said, I don't know if you need that lip. The front's the same way, it's not too much different. Look, there's barely a lip there anymore. They got so much filler in there, which there's nothing wrong with that. It lasted 30 years. Don't, when I'm telling you about the car, I'm just telling you about the car and what, you know, I'm finding. I'm not complaining about the guy that did this or the next guy that's doing this or what I'm doing, because what I'm doing is probably not right, because I'm no body man. I'm just sort of winging it, you know, and you all could do it too. Okay, so with that being said, I think we'll make just a little template so we have an estimate of where this is going to be, because once I cut this, I don't know how far away that, you know, the door is supposed to be, and I don't want it to be longer, because, well, then we'll put it back on and it won't sit flat. It'll be out or too far in, or it's not going to be good is what I'm trying to tell you. So we're going to make a template, sort of, just a little piece to give us an ideal. And then, I don't know, I think what we'll do is we'll make a piece from here to here. We'll give it that little bend and we'll get this lip, and then we'll set it to the side. Then we'll flip it over, maybe play with the other side, because I haven't really, I haven't dug into this side too much yet. But it's looking like we're gonna have an adventure. I don't know how far up we have to go. This ain't gonna be perfect. It's just gonna be better than it is. But you know what? If we do come across a set of doors later on, guess what? It's 6 screws, and we can swap them out. We can paint them to match later, eventually. Maybe, probably not. Let's just get it back together and rust free and driving. So I'm not sure if we should make this in like 20 pieces or 5 pieces or what, but here's my CAD program. I got it all printed out, and this needs to go something like this, and the door gasket will ride on here, so when the door closes, it's got a spot to seal everything up. Now this thing originally is like, so this would have came down and came to this lip right here, and then where you see it folded over, that's the other side of the door. The door skin comes and folds over, so you got a nice edge. So what I'm thinking, I don't know, but my little brain's telling me that I should just make this whole piece from the other side of the door to come up and put this bend in it and just keep going with it up and around and make it all one piece. I'll have to do a couple pieces in the corners, but for like this whole bottom piece. And then we'll only have to weld up here and weld on the door, and we won't have to do 52 welds in here and do a weld seam there. And what I'm trying to say is I think it'll be easier. The only thing is, I don't know if you've all ever used a brake or anything like that, but if you bend this metal wrong when you're bending it, well, it's all over with. You got to start over, otherwise you're going to have a seam in it. And you would think you could just start at one point and just do all your bends, but as it's going through the brake, all of a sudden it's no good is what I'm trying to tell you. So this is the metal we're going to use. Yeah, it's pre-used, but it's fine. It came off the Saturn. It's going to be okay is what I'm trying to tell you. And, well, that's your update. So I just need to think and decide which way. What would you all do? Would you make this in one piece here and then make the door skin come around and pinch? Or would you try to make it complicated and do one big piece that folds right around? Well, put it in the comments. I'll read them later. Thank y'all. So, after wasting my time sanding the trunk lid from the Saturn, well, I discovered that it wasn't going to be big enough. So we're going to do it with a piece of galvanized sheet metal. Do I recommend doing that? No. Why am I doing that? Because that's what I have. Should you worry about it? No, it's not. You're not going to die from it. You're fine. What I'm trying to do is program my CAD program. It's being a little tricky. I'm not exactly sure how we're doing this yet. So I'm just trying to punch it in here right. That way we have a good template. Do I know what I'm doing? Not really. I'm just letting my mind tell me where to put a bend and a cut. Maybe. I don't know. Hopefully we got enough freaking material here. Maybe I cut this too short. That'll suck. No, it'll be fine. I measured once. It's When you start measuring more than once is when you start confusing yourself. So just wing it and don't overthink it. So now if we bend that around and we put all these weird measurements on it, that'll give us our kick or something. I don't know. Yeah, I think that'll work. So then we'll just lay everything out on this little piece. What should we do with this? Because if I start bending it, I'll figure it out in a minute. We'll probably slice it up here. Bend that around. Yes, that's what we're gonna do. I think so. Okay, that's all we have to work with is that. All right. All right, time to update y'all. The CAD program seemed to work pretty good so far. We had to retweak the design a little bit as it was pre-used program. So this stuff's pre-used too, right? And that's why you saw me lay it in the middle of the sheet and cut it, because, well, I had screw holes and dings and dents in it. And then what I proceeded to do is I laid my CAD design on the wrong side of the metal. So I had to go and spend a lot of time sanding. I don't know what this stuff was, but it didn't come off easy is what I'm trying to say. So here's my next dilemma. Let's look at the body here. A little easier to see. So it looks flat, right? Yeah, it's flat, lots of flat panels, but they're all rounded. None of them are truly flat. Hold on, let me get a straight edge. Look at this. See what I mean? Hold on, dang, screen went black, so I don't know what I'm recording. I know you guys can still see, but I don't know what I'm recording when the screen goes black. Do you see what I'm trying to say? It's round. So with that being said, I can't just cut this piece out. Hold on. One-handed right now. I can't just cut this piece out like this. Well, okay, we cut the piece out, but we can't just bend it up at the bottom and expect it to go on the door nice, because it's freaking rigid. It's not thin stuff, you know? So it just wants to stay flat is what I'm trying to tell you. So here's my dilemma. I'm trying to leave a little flange. That way I can rebend the flange around, all the way around it, and I don't have to weld it and grind it and do it the hard way. So the problem is I'm trying to roll it and I'm trying to leave the flange, right? Well, it don't fit. It don't fit. But if I take the dang flange off, it would fit in my little roller. Now I know I don't have to use the roller, and we could use a torch tank or something, which we might have to. The thing is though, if I can use the roller, I can put a nice even roll on it, where I might not put too even of a roll on it with the torch tanks. So I'm trying to ponder that. So we can cut this, right? Maybe that's what I'm probably going to cut the flange off. And then the piece will fit perfect. This is exactly where the door comes to, right to that lip. Right to that lip. I almost feel I can cut just the one side and slightly fit it in there and just trim this side down. It's tight is what I'm trying to say. I also got to worry about these little dimples right here. Not that it should affect my metal, but any little imperfection in something when you're rolling it, when you're putting pressure on it, well, it leaves marks. So I'm hoping they don't, I hope it don't mark up my metal. So yeah, we can send it in the opposite way, but we don't want this rolled at all. From here over, we don't want that rolled at all. We only want this upper section to have the roll in it. So with that being said, it'll still only feed into like right here. So we'd only be able to roll like that much of it because that would start hitting the bracket. All right, that's enough. I'm gonna figure this out, and we're gonna bend it up and get this thing roughed in. Maybe, I don't know. We still gotta flip that over and decide where we're gonna cut it. Okay, so I tried to just bend my end over and make it flat, and I was just gonna roll both of them because, well, it would have been better anyways. But it was still slightly too long, so I cut both flanges off and then trimmed extra on this side. We'll fix it later. We'll weld it on the outside. We'll figure it out when we get there. So can you guys see how it's round now? It's not. See the gap in there? Sorry, it's just I got bad camera angle. My camera, man, it just stands in one spot is what I'm trying to say. So, like I was saying earlier with the brake, you gotta be careful, because what if you put a 90 on one of these and then it don't have enough room to slide in? So it gets a little tricky. I don't know, we're gonna wing it together, so if we screw it up, it's not just my fault, it's your all fault too, because you guys could have said something. You didn't have to just sit there and watch me. So I think if we bend this one first, then we can get this on the other side by going in this way, and then we can get that one by going this way. Don't hold me to that, we're gonna do it together. Okay, hold on, I gotta think here. 1, 2, 3, we got 4 of them, so. We do this one last. I think so. So I tried to bend up a test piece earlier with the cardboard, and when I got to the little bend here, there wasn't enough room. So I'm thinking, no, because if we turn it and then turn it, let's see. Maybe we got to bend this one first. Nope, because it won't go in the brake. All right, let's just do it because I'm thinking too much. Worst case comes, I screwed up and we gotta start all over. What? But Max, start over? Yeah, I know, it sucks. Don't be an overthinker. All right, so I don't know. We'll be able to get this side, but are we gonna be able to get the other ones? What do you mean we should bend up a little test piece of metal first? I don't want to make 100 pieces. I just want to make one. All right. No. I think so. 90 this, flip it over. We can get that on this side. Can we get the other ones though? That's going to be the trick. Can we get the other ones? What do y'all, some of you sitting there right now going, bend it already, bend it already. You're not the one that has to remake it if it's wrong. Let me just think for a second. Okay, I'm gonna take it back out because I need to think about this. Oh! Okay, we bend that. And we flip it over and we bend this one. So that one will be down, bend that one, that will be up. All right, let's do it. No, why is there? All right, I don't know. Think about it too much. All right, I don't want to recut this piece of metal. That was a lot of work. Let's guess this should be a 945. We're just gonna bend it. It's too late now, we did it. We freaking bent it, it's all over with. So, dang it. See, that was my problem. So I needed to bend that one first, but then how would I got that one? How are we gonna get that one? I don't know. Well, it's gonna have a little bigger flange than it's supposed to. No, that's too big. How are we gonna do that? It'll be fine, right? No, because it'll throw the rest of the measurements off. See my dilemma? That's what I was trying to tell y'all. See my mark? You see the spot? So we're gonna have a bigger flange than we need, I think. I pull this. All right, it is what it is, right? Can't get in there no further. I wonder if we can, hold on, stay with me. See if we can cheat these things down a little bit. That'd be cool, huh? Oh, I think we can do, no, because it'll be past the, yeah, I think we can. Yeah, I got an idea. So just readjust this thing when we're all done. Yep. See, sometimes you gotta think outside the box. Oh, that's gonna work. I'll show you what I did when I'm done. Stay with me. It's either this or you can be on fast play and you won't really know what's going on, you'll just be guessing. I'll show you when I'm done, calm down. I don't even know if this is gonna work yet. We're not even locked in. I should have probably locked this in first. We're winging it. Ugh. These things haven't been loosened in a long time. Look at it. So hopefully this will hold up, but we just pulled our finger brake pieces down. Heck yeah, that's gonna be cool. All right, just bear with me and try and put you back in the thing. Wow. All right, let's hope this works. Now we gotta put it all back. NASCAR speed. Ugh. I'm just playing, I don't want NASCAR. All right. Dang it. Should have left it alone until we did that piece. All right, well, I'll take him, put y'all out of your misery, get it back to what it was. All right, I'm back, and I lowered them all back down, and that's all I did, so hopefully, I don't know. That might be too far. All right, let's see what we're even doing anymore. Do we got? Huh. Oh. Okay, let's, I think we got one last bend. And then we can test it. Well, now I gotta move them all back up again. Look, I didn't even have that one tight. All right, this one we can for real go back up. I'll tell you what, if you ever find one of these brakes at a garage sale or on the old interwebs, I love this thing. This thing was an awesome investment. Finger brake for doing sheet metal. All right, so this one should go all the way tight. Oh, that don't look right. No? Don't look right at all. How do we get that? I don't think that'll bend it down in on it. Well, we got to start it. All right, so here's what we got. She's on there, and the wall's pretty much built up how we're gonna want to start it, right? But I got much more bending to do. And I can't get it any further in my brake. So what I gotta do is I gotta pinch this together more. Hold on. I gotta pinch it together more. It's all bent. Well, maybe it's right, maybe it's wrong, I don't know. But we gotta pinch this up a little bit more, as tight to that as we can get it. And then maybe it'll be okay, maybe? I don't know. We'll find out in a few minutes. Let me play with it. Yeah, what do you think about that? It's not bad. Check out this. That'll look good up there. Well, I guess it would look good down there. And we'll drill new holes in our gasket. It'll go back on just like factory. So I can't push it all the way up on there and show you how it fits, but look, the gap's pretty good up against the door, and the angle's pretty good. Huh? That'll look phenomenal. So I gotta cut the bottom of the door off now in order to get it all the way on there because, well, the pinch weld's nice and pinched. And the real pinch weld, it's fat, you know what I mean? Now, I know this ain't really a pinch weld. We're just making it look like that. But who the heck's laying on the ground looking at the bottom of my doors anyways? That don't make no sense. Why are they down there trying to steal my catalytic converter? It's a 57. It don't have a catalytic converter. Stop being silly. All right. Yeah, next step, I guess, is to flip this door over or dig some more of this filler out over here. No, we're going to flip the door over because we got to build this corner and this corner. But we'll do that after we figure out where this piece is going. Because no sense trying to build metal for something that we don't know how much we're cutting out, right? Right. All right, you guys are right. Well, that sort of sucks. This side, look, we made it above the filler. There's a big old spot of filler right here, but we're pretty much right above the filler. And all through here we're good, but this corner, look at it. I got a freaking mountain of the white powder. It's crazy, and it's still going down, so I'm guessing this whole corner of the door, I don't know. So we'll probably have to make another piece in here, I guess, maybe once we figure it out. I was hoping not to even have to cut it up that far, but I can't find the bottom of it. Hold on a minute, hold on. Look at that freaking, I ain't even dug down all the way. And technically it should be higher because it's rounded, and I just put a flat piece on it. That's not good is what I'm trying to tell you. Look at this stuff. Can we just mix it back up and reuse it? This is the old stuff, so it's probably like way good. No, today's stuff's supposed to be better. All right, I guess I'm gonna keep chiseling away at that. Yay! Well, that whole corner sort of sucked. It must have been KO'd from before. And I got a little over happy right here and cut all the way through. And I got a little overexcited over here and cut all the way through. So this side, I'm just gonna weld that back up. This side, I might cut all this off. Let's see how much filler's on that when we flip it over. Look it. All right, make y'all happy. I figured I'd spray it up. Why does this thing just come out shooting like that? Shouldn't it like fan spray? Either way, I'll spray this in to help with some of the rust. We ain't gonna get it all, but we'll get the best we can, right? Every little bit counts. This door had 1.5 gallons of Bondo in it already. I wire wheeled it. Now I'm just gonna spread this stuff around. Supposed to help prevent the rust, so maybe we'll get, I don't know, 5 years out of it before it starts popping again. I really wish that fella would have freaking got a hold of me with the 4 doors, because well, we got to do this to 4 doors. I believe this is the worst door though, so that's a plus. Get the worst one done first. All right, it says I gotta wait like 24. Ooh, this stuff stinks. I gotta wait like 24 hours or something, but I don't know, 10 minutes or something is what we're gonna wait. So, hold on. Ooh, that stuff stinks. Sorry. Look it. Don't look too bad, does it? It looks identical, except this piece has got more metal to it. That bottom came out good. Oh, that's gonna save us some time later on. So I cut it about 1/2 inch too long because I wanted to see. I wasn't sure what I was gonna do. Oh, right here's where I got overexcited and I cut all the way through. Not that, that's just a scrape for that one. But that's fine, like I said, I'll weld that back up. I think I'm gonna leave this edge. I shouldn't have cut all the way. So we'll tack that back up, we'll leave the edge, we'll cut the rusty spot off the bottom, and we'll trim this thing down to fit. So like I said, I gotta take about 1/2 inch off still. I cut it 1/2 inch long, see? We'll get the corner and the bottom later when we flip it over. Right now, we're just worried about the front. But that way I could trim it up. I've got one of those freaking air tools that put the little lip on it. So when you weld it, you sort of got a backside. I really want to try it. I don't even know if it works. I found it on the other side of my garage. I must have bought it years ago at a garage sale and just never used it. But then it would put like a little, careful throwing that on the chrome, we're gonna scratch it. Then it would put a little lip down, like a little kick down, and it would slide in. I don't know, I gotta think about that for a minute. And well, that's your update. I gotta get the welder out and stuff, and we'll let that dry. So, I was just playing. I can't find that tool I was telling you all about. I went and looked, and I wasted a whole half an hour looking, and well, I don't know where it is. So maybe I was seeing things, maybe I really don't know where it is. Or maybe I really don't have it. I sort of have to get this back on the car because if that freaking bottom of the door, if we weld the bottom of the door 1/2 inch too far or 1/4 inch too far, well, it's not gonna look right down there and it'll hit the rocker if it's too far out. So, I'm gonna attempt to put this door back on by myself. We'll see how this goes. Worst case, well, I should probably be on the other side of it. We can't make the door any worse than it is, can we? Here goes nothing. Woo! Promise, I'm not drunk. Stay with me, I can't talk, I'm trying to concentrate. Whew, that thing's heavy by yourself. All right, well, I'm gonna get these screws tightened up on here, and I guess we'll get the bottom of the door put on there, put a couple of little self-tappers through the bottom to hold it where we want it, and well, I'll get back to you then. Give me a second. So the wife came in and politely tried to tell me that that's not a workbench and I can't have all the tools and stuff on it. But I don't know what the freak she's talking about. I watched DD Speed Shop and Danny said it was too a workbench. So I got this all trimmed back as much as I want to go. We're gonna leave that whole edge right there. So I put a hammer and a screwdriver in here and I tried to beat that dent out the best I could. That way we don't have to put a whole half an inch of filler in there. But I can't beat on it too much because it's making the metal in the wrong shape where I really want it to be nice. So I think I got my line pretty good. I got that spot welded up, I got that spot welded up, and everything else is sanded down. We'll cut the rust out once we flip it over and we, start working on that. So I feel like I should spray in here with something. I sprayed that OSFO whatever rust prohibitor stuff in here, but I feel like I should spray some paint in here before I get going. The only problem is if I put paint in here, I gotta wait for it to freaking dry, and it ain't like the stuff I got laying around. It don't dry in like 20 minutes. It takes a couple hours. So otherwise, I spray it and start welding, and the whole door will be on fire. So that spot sucked to weld because there's a lot of filler on the other side, so it just kept catching on fire. But it's fine. It's fine. I got it. All right, that's enough. I gotta get back to work. Hey, appreciate you all watching and commenting every week. Thank you so much. Much, 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 much appreciated. Hey, I want to thank Johnny. Check this one out. He saw it and he thought of me. Johnny sent me a few things already, and he sent us this sticker. Check that one out. That's one he sent us in the past. But yeah, he was just thinking of me. Thank you, Johnny, dude. I greatly appreciate it. I'm not sure what I want to put this one on yet. But hey, P.O. box is in the description if anybody wants to send a sticker or something. These are all sent in from subscribers and fans. I appreciate all the support. Oh yeah, here's another new one, but there was no name on this, no nothing. Nothing on the envelope, no return address, no nothing. So thank you. I don't know who sent it in, but I put it up there. We appreciate it, everybody. Love y'all. Oh, look. I found this in my cupboard. Zinc chromate. I don't know, but look at where I'd read it. Quick dry formula. So I'm gonna spray this stuff on it quick. Why? Because it says it's quick drying and it's the fastest drying stuff I got, and I only got a limited amount of time to work on this, so I'm gonna spray that the best I can real quick, and well, then we're gonna get welding her into place. Well, we'll let it dry for 30 minutes, then we'll weld. That's not coming out too bad. Now look, I'm just using a flux core welder, no gas. It's not perfect. Don't worry about that little spot we burned through. You need a spot for the water to drain out of the inside of the door, no? Oh, that worked out good. We just hit that with a hammer. So now we gotta build the fun part. Well, I don't know, that, either way, the whole thing's fun, right? Sorta, no? Okay, well we gotta build 2 corners is what I'm trying to say. And then we'll sort of sand everything down and put a coat of fiberglass, automotive fiberglass filler on it. Look how much filler was in this. I've just been taking it out, so I don't know why there was so much in it. Maybe because of that big dent that was on the other side and they were trying to smooth it out on the inside. I'm not sure, but all the doors seem to be caked in that one corner. I hope you don't get mad, Johnny. I know you said it wasn't for the wall, buddy, but I had to put it on my shop door, man. It's just sweet. Thank you so much, man. I greatly appreciate you thinking of me. Absolutely love the sticker. Let's see what we did yesterday, because today's a new day. One more corner. We'll finish that corner, and then this door's roughed in, and we can lay some filler on her. It don't look too bad, huh? Look at that. It ain't pretty. I gotta freaking grind the weld down, but look, we made a whole new inside piece. I'm sorry, I should have done it off fast play, but I just wanted to get some stuff accomplished. This was on here. I thought I should have probably cut all that out, but I didn't. So this whole new inside piece slides into the pinch weld. Well, it's not a pinch weld, but it slides into the pinch seam. I made this in 3 pieces. I'm not gonna lie, I was thinking it'd just be faster than me trying to pre-bend all the metal up and make the roundness and everything. After welding it up, I really wish I tried to make it in 1 piece, but either way, that's fine. And we added a little corner piece over here. I know, it's not the prettiest, but I mean, it was gone. It was completely shot, so that'll be fine. We'll smooth it out and make it look prettier. Well, that's your update. Let's get this corner made. We'll probably do it the same way. With our CAD program, we'll make a couple pieces that fit in here. Well, look, we'll be able to use a piece from the other side. Make a couple pieces that fit in here good. We'll wrap the corner. Luckily, we don't need this rail, this little lip that the gasket sits on, because, well, it ends right here. So we just have to bring that around and call it a day, and the gasket will slide on it. Okay, that's your update. I gotta get to work this morning. I'm running out of time, and well, I still gotta freaking get this video edited, and then I gotta hope that it uploads because I live in the boonies, and well, my internet absolutely sucks. It did get upgraded like a month and a half ago or something like that, which was awesome because now my stuff loads in half the time, but instead of 3 days, it's like a day and a half. All right, that's it. I'm sorry. I know I said that's your update 3 times, but that's your update. What? Check that out. That's way better than what it was. Is it perfect? No. Should you worry about it? No. Is it yours? No. Am I happy with it? Well, I didn't have nothing to start with, so yeah, I'm happy with it. And I didn't spend $300 on a patch panel. So that was cool. But then again, I mean, sometimes you should probably consider what your time takes. What's your time worth? I gotta flip it over. I got some more welding to do. I'm gonna build up that corner just a little bit more. That way we can grind it nice and round. And I think I got some more welding to do right on this corner. And as far as back here goes, I got a few more spots just to touch up. And well, one more round with the sander, grinder, flappy discs. And we're gonna lay some filler on her. Yay! The door's solid though, so that's super cool. Unfortunately, I don't have time this week to fix this little cluster of a mess. So that's gonna have to be another week, but that's fine because we got that. We got something going on right here. There's a bunch of bubbles right there, and well, something's going on there. And eventually we got to pull that back bumper off because, well, we got stuff going on back there too. We also gotta, you know, touch up this whole trunk lid. Right there's a big old bubble of something. As soon as you poke that, it's a hole, guaranteed. And we still gotta take this corner pieces back out, both sides, because there's a patch of some sort in there we have to address. But all right, that's your update. I'm gonna mix up some filler and we'll play with the putty. So check it out. Not too bad for somebody that don't do body work. I like it. I'm gonna call it good. It's the back side and it's the bottom of the door. So I'm gonna use some sandable primer and I'll put a couple coats on it back there. And I probably won't even sand it. We'll just put a couple coats on it. And then we'll maybe throw a little bit of green on. Actually, I think I'm out of green. So we might have to leave it this week in primer. But first I gotta flip it over and do the other side. But I did a little experiment. So I've watched Bad Chad for years, and he showed me that you can put this fiberglass resin in your fiberglass body filler to thin it out and make it spread easier. And boy, does it freaking work phenomenal. Well, I got curious because I bought cheap Bondo, or body filler. I'm sorry, Bondo's a brand and this isn't Bondo brand, it's USC. But either way, I bought this stuff and it was wicked cheap, and well, it's thick, it's really thick. But when you open the top on the can after it sits for a bit, it's got some liquid up there, and as you're mixing it, it gets a little thinner. So for S's and G's, I mixed some of that in with some of that on a piece of cardboard because that's what I like to use, and it thinned it right out, and it was way easier to spread on there. Is it perfect? No. Does it still have pinholes? Yes. Does it have way less pinholes than it did before I started to try that little mixture procedure chemistry experiment? Sorry, I'm talking so fast. You don't get time to think when you're cameraing. Yeah, it's got way less pinholes, so I'm gonna start doing that every time. So let's flip the door over. Enough of me gibber gabbering. And hey, I got these cheap sanding blocks I bought. Awesome. I like them. I don't know what else to say. Not sponsored, but they were like the cheapest blocks on old eBay. Evil Bay, Derek. Dark outside and we're running out of time, and it's raining and storming, and it's not perfect, but you know what, it's better than it was. We'll work on it again another week, but hey, it's not all rotted, and well, here's the bottom of what was left of the old door, so I'm gonna say that is much better. It's not perfect, but it's got the gasket on it. Much better than this, huh? Well, Tiny Dog is scared and she wants to go to bed. So we appreciate y'all watching. If you haven't already hit the like button, make sure you smash that. Love y'all. Peace. See you next week. Head on over to SquareMaxMerch.com. Get yourself a shirt, a koozie, a keychain. Check it out. We got all sorts of stuff. We appreciate all the support. Love ya.